to another exciting class at Culinary Immigration Cooking School. Today we're going to make some homemade pasta, and I will show you the techniques. Okay, we're going to start with the egg pasta. Pull your sleeves up because you're going to get into it. We're going to do it by hand. 200 grams of all-purpose. Then we're going to do 200 grams of semolina flour. Now, semolina flour is a durum wheat. Okay, you don't want to mistake that for semolina, which is a coarser ground of the durum. I have a caputo, which is something I bought on Amazon, just because living in Snohomish, I can't always find what I need. And so I ordered this caputo, and I keep it in the freezer. So you gotta buy a lot of it, so you just keep it in the freezer. And I pull it out when I make pasta or bread. A durum wheat semolina, and it's finely ground like your regular all-purpose flour. So we're gonna do 200 grams. Just mix that flour together. Now the durum flour is going to give it more of a bite, whereas if you use all-purpose flour, which you could, but you won't, you'll have a more soft, delicate pasta, whereas the durum will give you a little bit more, sturdy chew or bite to it. We're going to just make a little hole or a little well. You can do it with your bowl, or you can just do it with your spoon here. Make a little well so you have some high sides here. Once you have your little well here, you're going to crack 4 eggs into that. And you're just going to simply break the yolks and whisk them in the middle here. Now what I like to do, once I get it whisked together, I'm going to add just a little touch of salt. But we don't need a lot because we're going to salt our water when we boil it. And I'm going to put in like a teaspoon of olive oil. Okay? Here we go. And you're just going to simply add the flour as you go. Okay? Just adding a little bit of flour in at a time until we get it so it's not runny, because you don't want it running all over your board. So you're going to kind of get it to a state where it's not runny anymore. So this is where a bench scraper comes in. So we're just going to cut flour into this, okay? Now you're not going to get all the flour into this at its time, so no worries. You're just going to try to incorporate it so it doesn't stick to your hand, and then you're going to start bringing it together, okay? See how it's coming together here? Okay, and then you're going to add a little bit of the flour as you go. You don't want to just use all the flour because it might become too stiff and then you won't be able to knead it. Okay. This is developing the gluten also. Okay, so I've been kneading for like 5 minutes, and I've developed the gluten, and I've also developed a very nice dough. And we're going to allow this to sit for, well, I would say about 30 minutes. We'll come back to that and we'll roll it out. Okay, our egg pasta has sat for 30 minutes, and now the gluten is relaxed a little bit so we can roll this out. I take a piece of the roll I have here and I just start rolling it out, okay? Now, as you can imagine, this needs to be getting really, really thin. So if you do not have a pasta machine that rolls it out for you, then you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. roll it out into the, then take your pasta and roll over and just roll back and forth, okay? And as you do that, this starts to stretch the dough. And you listen to some Italian music. Makes you put in a happy mood here. Here we are, nice sheet of pasta. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little bit of flour. Then I'm going to roll it up and cut whatever size pasta you want. I kind of like a thicker one because I use it for some Hungarian dish called kapustasztésta. And I like to cook kapustasztésta with the big, wide egg noodle, kind of very meaty and delicious. You can find that recipe on my website, Cabbage and Bacon. What's not to like about that, right? So now once you've cut them, you're just simply gonna unroll them, thusly, and you've got these beautiful little ribbons of pasta, homemade, no machine. We did it all by hand. Isn't that cool? Get your kids involved. I'm telling you, they would have so much fun making pasta. When we make the cavatelli, you're gonna see they can be involved in that, and that's really fun. There you go, homemade pasta. Now we're gonna start with the cavatelli. Cavatelli is in Italian, down on the very tip of the boot heel, and they do a little gnocchi type thing, but it's pasta, and it's done with semolina, again, a durum wheat flour, okay? And it's all durum wheat, so there's no regular flour in it. So we're just gonna make a little well in the center, and to that I'm gonna add 3/4 cup of warm water, okay? And we're gonna add a little bit of salt, okay? I do like a 1/2 teaspoon. So again, we're gonna take our fork and we're just gonna start adding. So you can see I've got it into a thick paste. So now I'm just going to take my bench scraper and add flour to this from the edges, okay? Now again, in this same technique, you're not always gonna have to use all the flour. So I kind of just push a little bit to the side, and then I start bringing it together. And you can see it starts coming into a ball. If it feels a little wet while you're kneading, you can just add more flour into it as you go until you have a nice, smooth, not tacky feeling. And if it's tacky, you can just add from the side. Okay. You have a nice dough. Now we're going to let it rest. Okay, it's rested for about 5-10 minutes. We're going to take a piece off. Okay. On a floured board, we're going to make a long rope. And how you do that is you want to go from the center out, rolling. You don't want too much flour on your board because it'll slide around. But you're going to just roll it out like this. And then cut it into little pieces with your bench scraper, or you could use whatever, a little knife or something. Okay, looks like kind of like gnocchi, doesn't it? Similar technique, but this is a pasta not made with potato. Okay, so now that you have these, you're gonna just roll them with your hand a little bit. Make sure you have some flour, and you're going to take your thumb and squish it down so you have a nice little roll like that. Okay? you're gonna kind of smash and roll. Okay? Kids will love this. Just take it, smash and roll. Okay? So as long as they have a little pocket like that, it's wonderful. Now, if you have a gnocchi board, you can use the gnocchi board, because Cavatelli usually there's a Cavatelli board that makes little designs on the outside that helps the sauce grip to the pasta. But if you have this gnocchi board, this will work too. And it gives it that same little pocket and a nice little gripping outside to grip it. See, this is wonderful. I like using the board. But if you don't have a board, you can use a fork even. I think a fork would work. See? Now you got your little, got your little ridges and your little pocket. So whatever you have, you can use a fork, you can use a gnocchi board, anything you like to make cavatelli. I hope you will try this fresh pasta and the cavatelli. They are delicious, and as you can see, it was simple to make. Get the kids involved. They love making things with dough. So enjoy your time while you're stuck in the house. Make it entertaining for your children, for yourself. Put on a little Italian music. Enjoy the whole ambiance of Italian pasta making. Till we meet again, happy cooking.